This is a Fox 12 Portland Timbers special.
A pandemic, a bubble, wildfires, and zero supporters in the seats. The 2020 campaign was certainly an odd one for your Portland Timbers in their 10th anniversary season in Major League Soccer. Nick Krupke here with you for the next half hour to kindly rewind what we saw from February to November for PTFC as we now count down and kick off for hopefully a better-looking world come March. How it started, how it ended. From 2 home-packed house pre-pandemic matches, the long layoff and quarantine, to the COVID Cup champs in the Orlando bubble, the MLS is back winners. That would be all the Timber silverware, earning a 3rd seed in the West to only be bitten by their season-long bugaboo in the end. A 15th goal conceded in the final 15 minutes of the match, as FC Dallas went on to upset the home club in 8 rounds of penalty kicks in round 1 of the Western Conference playoffs. 2020 served up plenty of knockouts, but GM Gavin Wilkinson of the club, he built, stood there, and fought back until the bitter end.
Gio and myself, we look at it and say that that's actually an admirable trait for the club. I think when we dealt with what we dealt with in the challenging year, it's a strong reflection of the club culture, and it's a massive positive. And then when you start to look at it and say, okay, but we also won MLS's back. And again, the way in which we manage that tournament, the team's performance, the staff performance, to enable to be successful and win that tournament, I think is huge. And that also gives us a CONCACAF berth in 2021. And that is another challenge that we're looking forward to. It will be a relatively busy off-season, moving a few players, bringing in a few players, but we are looking forward to 21. And hopefully we get our fans back, which we think is a differentiating factor and a major influence in the way the team performs. But fingers crossed it's somewhat of a normal 21.
Yeah, Gavin, I think it was about this time last year we said, boy, it'd be nice to have Gio get a normal season after those 2 years of stadium construction. Obviously didn't happen, but how proud are you of him and the staff and everybody as a collective of players and families too, that COVID didn't hit your team and take them off the field on your own watch?
I think incredibly proud of Gio and the entire staff. I'll put Gio as the leader in that group, but you know, it's the contribution of many individuals and the sacrifices they made, and then it's a very professional group of players and that are brought into the club culture and committed to the city. I think we keep talking about what is going to be a normal season. You know, 2018 we spent the first part on the road. 2019 we had different challenges. We had the Brian Fernandez challenges. We had starting the season on the road, I think 12 games, and you know, this was one that I think we reinforced the club culture that we have, which is incredible. And now the biggest thing we're missing is our fans. So hopefully that's where we're saying 2021, all the challenges that we're faced in the 3 years, and for Gio to still be smiling. His hair hasn't grown back, but he's still smiling. But it's been incredible. And I think there's healthy debate, there's healthy discussions about the style of play, about the progression of the club and the expectations. And Merit's a big part of those discussions, and I think we keep getting stronger every year. And while we face difficult challenges and decisions relative to the roster and the roster building, there's a very cohesive approach. I think COVID has challenged everybody in different ways and sporting organizations in very obvious ways. And I think we don't have the revenue streams that we had. We are losing substantial amounts of money, and ultimately, that's the world that we're in right now. I still believe that we have a very competitive team right now that does not need a lot of investment in order to be very good for 2021. So I like the young players, as does Gio, that are coming through the system. In regard to the finances and the team, I without getting too deep into the weeds, Merit's continued to make investments in this team. I think when you saw the investment that we made in Brian Fernandez and that did not work out, we were very fortunate that the ownership group made funds available to go and get Jimmy Chara. And we saw his transition into the league to be a very positive one, a little bit slower than any one of us would have liked, but he was coming off an injury. And I think we see the quality. I think you see how Gio's used him in multiple ways to be very effective. And he's a player that we have a tremendous amount of belief in. We also have Yaro Niezgoda, who is unfortunately injured at the moment, but we had the funds available to bring in those 2 DPs. I think we will see Blanco early next year. And when we see Yaro, it'll be like the addition of a summer signing again. So in some ways, we don't need a lot of funds. What we are asking the ownership, and they've been very gracious and supportive in allowing a set number to be invested into the youth player slot. And that's where we have to go about our due diligence and make sure that the young central defender that we're bringing in is of the highest quality and is a player that will grow with this club and be a mainstay for many years to come. But the funds are there. It doesn't mean that we're not losing substantial amounts of money, but the benefit is that we have a very strong ownership group and a very invested owner in Merritt and the Paulson family. So we're optimistic and we're excited about the future, Paul.
Yeah, moves are coming in short order. The Timbers are certainly in the market for a young center back and someone to go wide on defense, but also making offers to retain Marco Farfan and Larry Smabiala. So it's onward PTFC for the upcoming 4th season of Gio Tavares' run in Soccer City after so many starts, stops, phases, and protocols in 2020.
I was very content with the team that I had. It was a great pleasure to work with every player that we had. I wouldn't want to battle this season with anybody different than what I had on the roster, what we had on the roster. And I feel that everybody really fought hard with great mentality, and the ideas were very clear from everyone that it didn't matter who was out, somebody will come in and fill that position. Of course, we missed 2 DPs, and that was huge. We had the chance to have Asprilla back again, and we missed them in the match again. But the group was extremely strong, disciplined, healthy in every world, the situation in the locker room. So I was very content, and the fact that we came early from the playoff had nothing to do with the roster. I think there's other areas that we can improve in there, but I was extremely content, and we really believe internally, and that's why it hurts so much at the moment, and not only me, from my part, and Gavin, but any player that you will speak, everybody was very convinced that we can achieve again MLS Cup and reach that final stage again. So right now, everybody's very disappointed because the belief was huge on this group that was very, very strong.
What do you feel your greatest success was this season and maybe your biggest failure too?
If I have to say, one, I have to say the mentality, because through that mentality, we have been able to win MLS back. We have been able to stay in course and be strong and competitive through many, many difficult challenges and matches. I'm sure that many teams, celebrated when we came out of the playoff, because they knew that this team was a strong team and could compete. So for me, the mentality in the locker room of all the players, because it was a very, very healthy locker room this year, that for me is the biggest thing. And that mentality goes in line as well with, the discipline on making sure that everyone sacrificed to avoid COVID. And that's, something that I feel very proud of. Disappointed is coming out from, anything short from not winning MLS Cup. We want to win all the time. We want to give Portland and our fans every trophy possible that we can. And not making it to MLS Cup for us is short. Yes, we can say so many good things and positive things, the way we played, that we were the team that scored so many goals, the second team that scored the most goals in the league, that is the 3rd year that we make the playoff. I mean, we can go on and on, but for us, the most important thing is to, make it always to MLS Cup. So the fact that we didn't make it there doesn't make us be too content, and I think that's the biggest disappointment of this year, because we believe in this group tremendously to make it all the way to win the cup.
Obviously, we talked all season long about not having any fans at home, and for the most part away as well, although the honking around San Jose that night was amazing to see. But that lack of energy in the building was real. What was the challenge in being able to motivate your guys when they didn't have that natural juice walking out in front of 20,000 plus every night?
No, it definitely is something that we missed this year. Our fans are unique. Our fans are special. When they are not there, it's a different energy. I mean, it's for me the best fans that MLS has, and the support that they provide always to this club has been phenomenal. So definitely we missed them in a big way. But one thing that we try to make sure that is staying in everybody's mind and the players, and I think that was one thing that the guys handle really well is understand that those fans, yes, are not there in the stadium, but they're still in their home watching the team, supporting the team, making sure that they prepare everything for the moment that they're going to watch the game. And we have to bring them joy in a difficult year. We have to bring them happiness. And that was a big theme in the MLS Back tournament. Make sure that our fans feel so proud at home in the difficulties that they're having. So in our minds, our fans were very close to us. We didn't hear them. We didn't feel the energy. But we knew that they were always with us, and seeing them, in the matches in the screen was a good thing, because I know that they were supporting us. We wanted to give everything to our fans this year because we know that they're still supporting us. But hopefully next year we can see them back in the stadium, because Providence Park is not the same without them.
But while the Timbers' performance on the field is what we are accustomed to celebrating and talking about, the player movement was certainly just as compelling and necessary in these ever-changing times. Supporters Player of the Year, Jeremy Ebobisse, a natural-born leader on the pitch and a voice for change, leading the league, and his own mates like Eric Williamson and Chris Duval in that Black Players Coalition to fuel systemic change, addressing racial inequalities inside and outside the lines.
The organization, what the Black Players Coalition is doing right now, it's been very positive, and it's something in the right direction. We're making change, and I think all the things happening behind the scenes, are really coming to light, and there's still so much more for us to do, and so much more that we are doing that is ultimately going to bring a lot of change to the way things are going in this country.
In a lot of ways, athletes are asked to be more than athletes. They're asked to be role models. They're asked to hold themselves in a certain way because there are eyes on them. There are children's eyes, there are adults' eyes, and they're in the limelight. And so I think it's an opportunity for us to use our platform for more than just soccer. We're humans, and we are affected by these things that are happening in our country, and we feel strongly about them. I think it's a testament to what strong will and passion can do. A lot of really intelligent minds coming together to work towards something big and a better future, I think it's so powerful, and a lot of good is coming from it.
We wish Chris Duval well as the Timbers declined his option as to Andres Flores. Coach Tavares, beyond proud of his men in the locker room, who connected perhaps more so than ever on a personal level with all the heavy life moments of the past year.
It was a very, very strong and healthy group in our locker room with our staff. It was a pleasure to be around everybody, and even the difficult moments and moments in which, could be for the entire team or individually for some players, that they, brought more thoughts and more, pressure into some players. We dealt always as a group, as a team. So I feel extremely proud of that fact that, it was very, very healthy, very transparent.
There were a lot of strong candidates, Gio, but what was your favorite goal this season by your club?
So many great goals, and Nick, for me, every goal matters, and we had a lot of special goals. We had those goals that look, beautiful, like Polo twice in the MLS Back tournament and here at home. But there were so many goals in where those goals came from build up, even from the back, from Clark. In the style of play, finding multiple players in combinations. I think one that resonated was the goal that we scored against LAFC there. Eric Williamson in a build-up, from the back with patience, with quality, with knowledge, with entertaining, way. So every goal was, for me, special, and Papolo's two goals, I think, are on the top.
Yeah, what does your family say around the breakfast table the morning after those Golazo sideline celebrations? You look possessed, and we all love it. The fans do too.
My family celebration, I'm a passionate guy. I'm going to show you, myself on the sleeve, and I'm very transparent on that. I don't play games on, here or there. When I feel I'm in the field with the players, and I feel the game. So in those moments, I'm with the guys, and my family they just enjoy, seeing me, participate and be with the team.
Well, we appreciated the effort in the most challenging of years. Gio, wishing your family a safe and happy holiday.
Thank you to everybody, and Merry Christmas.
Well, welcome back. One of my favorite moments for the Timbers' 10th MLS season, that one night to celebrate Jeff. With so many of those 3-match weeks, Jeff Antonella got his lone start of playing time as well in the season early in September with that 4-save performance in their 3-2 loss to the Galaxy. Had to be told it was a win in defeat. Jeff's first game back in 14 months, 434 days since shoulder surgery the prior summer.
Something that I wasn't sure was going to happen. I really wasn't sure it was going to happen this year. And, the way that soccer is, of course, you never know where the road's going to take you. But, for it to happen at Providence Park, a place that's so special to me, for me, it was a really special moment. And it's something that, I'll remember as one of the best moments of my career for the rest of my life.
Yeah, Jeff, just one of those many solid dudes on the club. Way back when the world was a totally different place. We had some fun with the guys after preseason training. Let's take a look back and maybe have a laugh. How many times do you hit the snooze button?
Could be like 10 times.
What?
Look, I have a nice schedule, but there's, the gentleness button where it's like, okay, today's not the day I'm getting up late.
What's your impressions of Gio's beard?
Really sophisticated, gentry maybe, aristocratic, even.
What's your guilty pleasure?
Cookies. Chocolate chip. Cookies.
Your best Gio impression?
The eyes.
The eyes.
The eyes.
What's your best Gio Tavares impression?
When he's watching the game, like this.
It's always the eyes.
Yeah, the eyes.
Can you speak like him?
So let's go, here we go.
Your best Chucky impression?
I need a knife. I'll be careful for you.
Can you remember your first crush?
What it means crush? Amor platónico. That was my wife.
All right, that's your wife. Great answer. She's going to see this. Which fashion trend do you wish would come back?
Those big pants. That's
big hammer pants?
Big hammer pants. Big hammer pants.
You love to see it. Onward to 2021. We put a bow on the PTFC season with some of our favorite plays of the year. Stay safe, stay healthy until we can all get back together again.
I think there's considerably more to this Timbers team than last year's. There's Polo. Oh! What a way to make it 5. How very South American. And what a fantastic finish. Andy Polo, have a dance.
Still Blanco. Still Blanco on his left foot, curling it in! Oh, Sebastian Blanco! What a phenomenal goal!
And as soon as that goal opens up, he just caresses it so nicely right into the top bin. What a hit.
It was a great turn from Chara. Mora. Valeri! Oh, Diego Valeri! Signature style from Valeri!
Oh my goodness, this is something else from Valeri. He's got that surprise factor. What a moment.
Diego Chara looking to get away for his brother Jimmy. Running at Marie, running him out Marie. Jimmy Chara has scored his first goal for the Portland Timbers. It's the 6th time in league history 2 brothers have combined on a goal.
And it's such a classy finish with the left foot. Maybe it will be Bobasi. It is the Bobasi! Oh, what a goal! Jeremy Bobasi, a phenomenal strike! And here's the chance. See Bobasi! Oh, yeah! Jeremy Bobasi, a fantastic finish!
For Villafania, this is some ball from him, and he delivers it so well. Inch perfect from Bobasi. What a goal. What a final touch from Bobasi.
Great, a second opportunity. Found Bobasi with a great pass and an even better strike. Well, it is showtime at Disney. Jeremy Bobasi with a wonderful finish.
So cleanly struck by Jeremy Bobasi. It's just beautiful. That is gorgeous.
Thank you for watching this Fox 12 Portland Timbers special.